All right, all right, all right, all right. We live. What's going on, y'all? Good to see y'all again. I have not done a live in quite a bit. I appreciate y'all for coming on through. Let's get it. Let's get it, y'all. Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready to see what it do? Because it's coming right now. We got a topic here. We really have a topic here that's crazy tonight. So I'm anxious to see what some of your views are going to be about this. Really anxious to see what your views are going to be about this. Anyone who has an opinion, go ahead and throw it on in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and pull that up in a minute. We're going to get started with a video up in this piece. And I'm going to have the lines open the entire time. The lines will be open the entire time. So at any point, if you feel like you want to interject, jump in, there is a live link in the description. It's at the very bottom. And it's a hyperlink, so you'll see it in blue. Just go ahead and click that. If you go ahead and click that link, then you can join the discussion. We will bring you up a video. You must be prepared to go on video and not afraid to be on YouTube if you want to discuss this with us. But you are absolutely, positively welcome to. So go ahead and do that. Join us. It's going to be one of those type of situations. For those of you with the 4K and the bandwidth, go ahead and upgrade your stream real quick. Set it to 4K. We only stream in 4K on this side. Homeboy's got a lot of gigs of data. We running it up over here tonight. Can we set? All right. So in just a moment, we're going to go ahead and get this video started. Or we can, I'm going to give y'all a moment to give y'all some thoughts. If anyone does want to jump in, we can go ahead and start it off with that. I'm curious to see what your thoughts are. I have my thoughts on who's actually wrong in this piece and who's not right, if that makes any sense. But go ahead and jump in if you want to. It's about to go down in just a moment. Anybody? First and foremost, man, I see there's a couple people in here so far. Go ahead and shout your city, represent your city, where you from, what are y'all doing here? Are you happy to see me go live again? We're going to be doing more of this. I'm going to commit to once a week at least. If it goes well and I'm received well and you guys go ahead and engage and do what it does, then I'll go ahead and do that. If you like pre-recorded videos more, then you'll see more of pre-recorded videos. But I really do want to go ahead and do these lives and stuff like that. What I did was I compiled a few angles. So you have different perspectives as to what happened. Some people's opinions were based on what it is that they saw, and some people's opinions were based on what they felt, depending on what side they were on. There was a lot of people from the left that had certain ideas. There were a lot of people from the right that had certain ideas. Yes, they were diametrically opposed, which was peculiar to me because I don't feel like anyone gave any type of objective standpoint. And I think that when you can't give an objective standpoint, then to me, you lack critical thinking skills, in my opinion. So I think it's extremely important for us to at least be able to be objective during these types of situations. All right. Y'all go ahead and shout your city, man. I know y'all out here. Go ahead and shout your city, wherever you're calling from. I'm about to start this video in a minute, but I was hoping y'all would go ahead and engage. You don't have to, but we definitely appreciate it. I love people's opinion, and I love the exchange. Friendly, not so friendly, whatever. And if you have a difference of opinion than I do, once I go ahead and drop this, and go ahead and lay it on me. Pause. All right, so you know what? I'm going to go ahead, start with the video, and then I'm going to give my opinion if y'all are not ready to really engage just yet. The link is at the very bottom of my description. If you want to jump in with the video, I can bring you up as a square or circle, whichever you prefer. It doesn't matter. You'll be on the screen and we'll be able to hash it out if you want to, or just give your opinion. I don't have to necessarily go against you. I could just listen to you. But unless you say something pretty wild, then yeah, I might have to give you a little pushback. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to go ahead and start this video. Viewer discretion is advised. It's a very sensitive video. And I didn't ask y'all, can y'all hear me pretty well on this? Can y'all hear me pretty well? Give me a thumbs up, give me a thumbs down, or one in the chat, at least, if you could hear me well. And two, if I don't sound so nice. If my mic don't sound nice, hit me with the 2. If you can hear me well, hit me with the 1. Go ahead and drop that on it. All right, we're going to go ahead and start the video. Let me know if the audio is good. Viewer discretion is advised. Pretty wicked.
You are fucking criminals! You're fucking criminals! What the fuck? What the fuck? What the actual fuck? You are fucking insane!
Yeah, she's got a potty mouth, seriously.
What did you do? You! Shame! 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 Shame!
That's your boy, Officer
Shame!
Jonathan Ross.
Shame!
In this footage taken by a bystander just before the shooting, we can see Good's maroon SUV partially blocking the street. Good's partner, seen here outside the car, and ICE officer Jonathan Ross are filming each other. You can see Good in the driver's seat, waving cars by while Ross begins walking around her SUV. 2 more federal officers arrive in this gray truck and approach Good's vehicle while simultaneously speaking to her.
No! No! Shit!
The whole encounter, from the moment an officer told Good to get out of her car to the third shot, lasted just 7 seconds. With the video slowed down, you can see one officer grabs the door handle as Good begins backing up the car. Officer Ross can now be seen filming with his left hand at the front of the car. You can see the front wheel spin forward and Ross draws his gun with his right hand.
That's fine, dude. I'm not mad at you. Show your face. I'm not mad at you. That's okay. We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former. You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car.
Whoa! Wow. Now this is that slow-mo. You can kind of see what's going on here. He's in the way right now. When the first shot went. Now those two side shots.
Yesterday suggested
I don't know about that.
Renee Good, who was killed by this ICE officer, was part of a broad left-wing network. What has your team told you about this broad left-wing network? Who is in charge of it? Who's part of it? What's it called?
Well, I haven't seen the vice president's statement, but he's generally very accurate. I hate to say, look, I watched that yesterday, and there were a lot of different forms to it. But there was a woman screaming, shame, 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 shame. She was a agitator, probably a paid agitator, but in my opinion, she was an agitator, a very high-level agitator, so professional. She wouldn't stop screaming. I said, this isn't a normal situation. This is a professional troublemaker, because you heard it and I had it. Now, I will say this. The news sort of turned her down, turned her off, because you're trying to watch. She was so loud and so crazy and just not normal. When somebody sees something like that, they don't go screaming and the same words. So I guess you could say professional, but I didn't think she did a very good job. You have agitators, and we will always be protecting ICE, and we're always going to be protecting our Border Patrol and our law enforcement. Yeah.
Right. So that's the thought of it, right? That's at least what your commander-in-chief thinks about it. Here's what I think about it. I think this is typically what happens when two people who aren't sensible, who aren't reasonable, and react off of emotions meet each other. This is what happens when two people who aren't reasonable, who are driven by emotions, meet each other. The same thing happens every time. Tragedy. If one of them were sensible, just one of them, then this would not have happened. They were both absolutely wrong in their actions, and I can tell you why. For one, the police officers are told that they are supposed to treat a vehicle as a weapon, right? When it's being used like that. Okay. Now, if it is a weapon, why would you put yourself in immediate danger? Right? This is one of those things that they say it's self-inflicted. You're not supposed to jump in front of a car and then you create imminent danger. At that point, when a police officer decides to jump in front of a car, you are forcing suicide by police is what they call it. Because if they go, then you're forced to use lethal force. And that doesn't make any sense. Not at all. You shouldn't have done that. Is he protected legally? It really looks like it. It looks like he's going to be protected. And if you look at it, that first shot that rang out, he is protected because she hit the gas. You can see it in slow motion. He was still in front of the vehicle. She hit the gas while a police officer was standing in front of it. You can't do that. At that point, it appears as if you're trying to run him over. And they are allowed to discharge their weapons if they are in danger of death or serious bodily harm. Those are just the facts. And it appears when he discharged his weapon for the first time that he was in imminent danger. Could he have moved? Absolutely. I think so. But it looked like he can have a safe argument to say that he was in imminent danger. Did he place himself in that danger? Surely he did. But once he was in danger and she hit the gas knowing that there's a police officer in front of it, the law would say he's right. Now, those two bonus shots that he decided to lick off on the side of her, it looked to me like that was bogus. And from what the early reports are saying is that he hit her 3 times in the head, which is crazy. And the reports are also saying that she didn't lose her life on the scene, but later on at the hospital, she lost her life. And that's a tragedy. How do I feel like Renee Good was wrong? I would say she was wrong because why would you put yourself in that type of danger in the first place? She put herself in danger. Why are you over there? Why are you obstructing a federal agent's duty in the first place? One thing that I always tell people, you're not going to win the battle with the police on the street. You beat them in the court. Protests are good, right? That's how we change laws. That's how we make change in America, and it works. But this isn't a peaceful protest. Once you're obstructing the duties of a federal agent, it's no longer peaceful. Once they give you lawful orders, it's no longer peaceful. You put yourself in that danger. If Renee Good was actually performing a peaceful protest and not obstructing federal agents' duties, she would still be with us here today. And that's the hard truth that a lot of people don't want to hear. They were absolutely both wrong for what it was that they were doing. Absolutely both wrong. There's no question about it. I don't think you can argue it any other way. That's just how I feel about it. I think that they should have just done what you were supposed to do as a human. Sometimes you just have to think. Sometimes you have to do better than react off of emotions. Sometimes you have to think about the family that you need to go back home to. You have to think about what's going to be the result of this later on. What are we actually doing? Why would you put yourself in that danger? It's unfortunate because now your family can no longer see you. You have a grieving wife now who, from what I heard, blames herself because she put her in that situation. I absolutely heard her say to drive off. And even if that was the case, that's felony evading, which isn't much better. You're putting yourself in great danger. Even if the cop wasn't there, there were plenty of people who were deleted, right, based on them fleeing police. When you flee police, they're going to chase you and they're going to hunt you down like a dog. They will run you off the road. They will pit maneuver you and throw you into a ditch. You could flip over. You could crash yourself. You can crash into other people. And you're being reckless at that point. Her best bet was to just stop. At the most, she probably would have got a ticket. I do think that the officers probably would not have conducted themselves well, and you probably would have even had a lawsuit based on what it was that they were doing and how they were behaving. But instead, unfortunately, she lost her life. And this isn't to down anyone in particular. This is just for us to take a moment to look at what's actually happening here and to figure out how, as a society, we can do better. Because a lot of times we don't do better. We do what we feel. We do what we want. And we understand that we have liberties in America, but it's to an extent, right? It's not governed by robots. It's governed by humans. And while being governed by humans, it could be good because they can experience empathy, compassion at times. And I would go on the record saying that most cops are good. Most people do care about their job that are police officers, but not all of them do. Sometimes you can get frustration out of a police officer or even rage. And in this particular case, with this particular officer, we definitely saw at least one of those. Frustration and probably rage, if you heard what he called her after he shot her 3 times. I'm going to jump back into the video again, and then I'm going to open it up to anybody who wants to go ahead and talk on this. We can go ahead and do that.
No! You! Shame! 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 Shame!
In this footage taken by a bystander just before the shooting, we can see Good's maroon SUV partially blocking the street. Good's partner, seen here outside the car, and ICE officer Jonathan Ross are filming each other. You can see Good in the driver's seat, waving cars by while Ross begins walking around her SUV. 2 more federal officers arrive in this gray truck and approach Good's vehicle while simultaneously speaking to her.
No! No! Shit!
The whole encounter, from the moment an officer told Good to get out of her car to the third shot, lasted just 7 seconds. With the video slowed down, you can see one officer grabs the door handle as Good begins backing up the car. Officer Ross can now be seen filming with his left hand at the front of the car. You can see the front wheel spin forward and Ross draws his gun with his right hand.
That's fine, dude. I'm not mad at you. Show your face. I'm not mad at you. That's okay. We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former. You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car.
Whoa! Y'all got what he said. Unless you're just jumping, I'll go ahead and play
who
it
was
for
killed
y'all.
by this ICE officer was part of a broad left-wing network. What has your team told you about this broad left-wing network? Who is in charge of it? Who's part of it? What's it called?
Well, I haven't seen the vice president's statement, but he's generally very accurate. I hate to say. Look, I watched that yesterday, and there are a lot of different forms to it. But there was a woman screaming, "Shame, shame, shame, shame." She was a agitator, probably a paid agitator, but in my opinion, she was an agitator, a very high-level agitator, so professional. She wouldn't stop screaming. I said, this isn't a normal situation. This is a professional troublemaker, because you heard it and I had it. Now, I will say this. The news sort of turned her down, turned her off, because you're trying to watch. She was so loud and so crazy and just not normal. When somebody sees something like that, they don't go screaming and the same words. So I guess you could say professional, but I didn't think she did a very good job. You have agitators, and we will always be protecting ICE, and we're always going to be protecting our Border Patrol and our law enforcement. Yeah. Go ahead.
On Minneapolis, Mr. President, I have a follow-up for you. The state officials there have said that the FBI is not sharing evidence with them. Typically, they would conduct a joint investigation, as you know. Do you believe that the FBI should be sharing evidence with state officials in Minnesota?
Well, normally I would, but they're crooked officials. I mean, Minneapolis and Minnesota, what a beautiful place, but it's being destroyed. It's got an incompetent governor, fool. I mean, he's a stupid person.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, and I definitely wanted to touch on this. I won't keep y'all up all night, but if anybody does want to jump in and go ahead and talk about it, we surely can. If y'all want to go ahead and join in, feel free to, because I definitely wanted to get at least a person's perspective. Wanted to see what you might have thought about it. Let me know if I'm crazy. Let me know if I'm off base. I don't think so, but I really feel like at sometimes you should get another opinion. But yeah, this is pretty wild. I didn't think that either one of them handled it well. It's a shame, but we have to just understand what it is, what we're doing. We have to take the time to think. I don't think most of us take that time to think. Do we really think before we move? are we considering all the possible outcomes? We have to consider the possible outcomes. We can't just do. We have to understand what it is that we're doing. We can't just go out there and act a fool. We have to be able to get home to our families at night. You know, you have children. I think both of them have children. I know Renee Moore does for sure. I would imagine the officer did. And when you consider that you have children that you want to go home to, we have to be careful how we move. There's a lot of things that I want to do, right? When the day comes, you'll see some people out here getting out of pocket. But you have to consider it. It's a crazy world right now. There's a lot going on, and people don't really think about what it is that they're doing. When you look at how many people lose their lives during road rage incidents or just the simple things for nothing. A lot of times people are dying for nothing. And I think that this was a life lost because cooler heads did not prevail. And at some point they have to. You can't allow this to work like this. There were people saying that she was a paid you saw your boy Donald Trump saying she was a paid agitator. I don't believe that. I think that she just went out there because she thought she was she had a righteous cause, right? At least in her mind, she had a righteous cause. A lot of people don't appreciate what it is that the ICE agents are doing. And I get it, right? Because you're seeing people who are being harassed. You see people who were being violated. I'm not appreciative of all the tactics. I do think that there is a necessary evil here. We do need to control the borders. We do need to get a handle on immigration. But I don't appreciate the tactics, right? I don't think that it has to get this ugly. I really don't believe that it has to get this ugly. I think that there are better ways for us to be able to enforce the law without harming people. I don't think we have to get bogus. I don't think we have to do what we're doing. A lot of people don't appreciate the fact that they're running around with masks. And the other side of that is they're protecting their identities because people have been harassing the ICE agents and obstructing their duties. I think it's weird when you have law enforcement wearing masks, to me. From what I understood, you're a public figure where you don't have the options for those particular protections. And how can you be relatable? How can you be treated as a human if you're behind a mask the entire time? So that's a tough one. But I do understand the aspect of people interfering. People have been threatening ICE agents. People have been doxing ICE agents. So it's one of those situations where it's like, damn. So it's a tough one. These are situations where there's a lot of nuance that I don't think many people are paying attention to. But they should. People are basing their opinions on where they stand politically. And I don't think that's a good way to go about it. I think we actually should base our opinions on critical thinking, what it is that we actually want to do. Right? Are you trying to take the situation and look at the other person's perspective, a lot of times that's something major that we don't really do. We don't take the time to look at the other person's perspective. And sometimes in doing that, you find out that the other person isn't reasonable at all. That can happen. But you should at least make the effort to view what that other perspective is. So we'll go ahead and drop this one off, but I'm happy to see that some of you came in, did what it do. Shout out to everybody who stopped in, showed some love. We appreciate you for it. And we'll be back on our next one. I'm going to go ahead. I think my new night is going to be Fridays. I think Fridays might work out a little bit better than Saturdays. And I'll probably go a little earlier. I know the West Coast probably likes it when I go this late. But we'll try to find a healthy balance. So it'll likely be about 9 o'clock on a regular basis. We appreciate you for it. Thank you for coming through. And as always, stay hungry, my friends. Never thirsty.